I'm mixing up the cool highlight color that's going to go on the metal rim. I have to keep this color cool, but it has to also work with the other colors in that rim, those greens and yellows. So it's cooler. It's a little bit on the purple side. Just getting the overall large shape, and then I'll go in and apply the actual highlight and adjust a little bit of the temperature in that area. It's a little bit greener on the bottom side, so making a little adjustment there. And then as I get to the brighter actual highlight right there. And it's still not pure white. Your highlights should still always be a color, even though they're bright. Make sure that mix them a color that represents your light source. So in that case, I still have a little bit of blue and a tiny bit of red in there to kind of make a purpley color. Highlights are very rarely pure white. It's one of those things you want to take notice of them and really kind of observe them and see what colors they are, and that way your highlights will not only be more interesting, but they will also be more representational of your light source. As we look at our photo subject, you can see the highlight that I'm talking about, the overall larger highlight area, and then right at that top side is where that pure highlight exists. In the photo, it's hard to see the minor color changes, but from life we were able to see those. Another good reason to paint from life as much as you can. So in a painting like this that you have a really bright light source or a highly reflective material like the metal that we have on the rim, you have to make sure that you don't make all of your highlights or your lighter areas too bright. So as I'm working some of these lighter sections in the glass, I'm still keeping them dark enough that they don't compete with the highlight or some of the brighter areas on the top and in the metal rim. If I get those too bright, then I won't have the ability for that highlight to pop off the canvas, or for the effect of the candlelight to really feel like it's glowing. Mixing the reflection highlight on this metal, so it's a little bit brighter than I originally had, but it's not as bright as the highlight itself. It's obviously a different color and different temperature. Really working some of those shapes in there in order to get that metal to have that reflective feel to it, so it feels authentic. Especially when we have an object that has a single source, light source like this one, you want to reserve those highlights for one or two areas in the painting. So for this one, the highlight in my metal rim, and once I get in the highlight in the glass, will be the two main highlights. Even the little bright sections in the handle aren't going to be as bright as those two. There needs to be a highlight that dominates the others.